Welcome to another Team Kitchen Fable video. My name's Sean, and I am joined by our very own Tyler Brotton. Tyler, tell us why we're here today.
We're here today because I took first in a Road to Nationals event with my Aggro Katsu deck. I haven't seen a whole lot of Aggro Katsu lists out there yet, so I wanted to share with you guys my deck, why I chose the cards in it, and what makes it a little spicy. So I'm just here trying to share with you guys, help spread the Aggro Katsu love, because I think it's very strong if played right. So.
There is no Aggro Katsu love. It is so stressful to play against Aggro Katsu. But yeah, I'm excited for this one, Tyler. I know you've been working on this list since Monarch season started, maybe a little bit before. And I know your iteration has really paid off. I believe you got at least one top 8 prior to, or very close to it prior to your win.
Yeah, I've got a 3 Road to Nationals now. I got 9th in one, and then top 8 in another. And then I won my 3rd one. So it's been, and every step along the way, I've been making additions and cuts to the deck. So I feel like it's gotten pretty strong. And honestly, I don't know what else I can throw in or take out. I'm pretty happy with it.
Sounds great. Yeah, you wanna just jump into it?
Sure thing.
Go for it, man.
Cool. So let's just jump into the deck. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is the combo lines in the deck. Katsu has lots of combo lines. First on the head jabs, I run 3 red head jabs. Can we restart that?
Yeah, go. Dude, just do it.
I feel like when I show the cards, it's pretty far away. So I might want to zoom it back in.
I've got it. No, trust me, I've got it.
Okay, so like this is fine.
Yeah, like I've got you more zoomed in than it looks like on Discord. Trust me.
Okay. I'll just bring them up like this.
Yeah, that's perfect. That is more than perfect.
Cool.
Because I've got you like cropped and zoomed in and centered and stuff. So yeah, whenever you're ready.
All right. Now that we got the camera working. No, that's stupid. Okay. Sorry, one more.
Don't worry, dude. You're good, man. Take your time.
All right, now that the camera's good, let's just jump right into the deck. I'm going to start off by showing you guys the combo lines. You know, Katsu is famous for its combo lines. So first we got 3 red head jabs. One of the themes of the deck is trying to get as much go again on your attacks as possible. I want to go wide as much as I can. And so what that does is it allows me to have multiple attacks. Some of the more defensive builds will have to attack or will have to defend with cards out of their hand for each attack instead of getting those big defense cards, and so that's pretty cool. As well as getting the go against, just get multiple attacks, getting those combo lines, getting that discard on Katsu. Off of head jab, I don't have a whole lot, but I run 1 open the center. This is very good, especially late game when you get that dominate on. It's also good if you go like pitch a blue and go Kadachi, head jab, open the center. That's really good because that 3rd attack, usually if head jab hit, then you're going to get that card draw off of mask. So that's really good. Then I have 1 copy each of the Fluster Fist and the Pounding Gale. Most of the time I don't get these off with the combo off open the center. Rather, I will search for them because these are the highest attacking combo cards that have a 0 and a 1 cost. And so if I have a shorter hand and I want to search for a card that's going to come in a little stronger, and if I have a resource left, I'll go Pounding Gale, and if I don't, then I'll go Fluster Fist. And so it's just nice to have those, even if they don't combo off open the center, which you probably won't get that combo a whole lot unless you draw 2 of the 3 cards. The next combo line I have is Leg Tap. So Leg Tap's really good. It's cost 1 for attacks for 4th, go again. And so it adds to the go again theme, the going wide theme. Then I run 2 red Rising Knee Thrusts after that. I find I don't need any more than that. And so yeah, they're not good on their own. They're only a 0 for 3 and they don't have go again. So you need Leg Tap to combo with them. So that's why I don't run 3 of them, because I don't want to see this card unless I'm searching for it. And then I run one Hurricane technique. I've gotten this off sometimes. I only run this in the more aggro build anyway. But it's a 1 for 4, and it defends for 3, and it's a yellow. It hits for 2, so it's really not that bad even if you don't get the combo off Rising Knee Thrust. So it stays in there. And then the big combo line that I run is Surging Strike. I run 5 Surging Strikes. I run 3 reds and 2 yellows. I always want to get this combo off. Every turn I want to be throwing out a Surging Strike. And it's just really good because the red one's coming for 5 and the yellow one's coming for 4. And I really want to be getting that McGinty or the Whelming Gust Wave. Whelming Gust Wave is really good when it comes after a Surging Strike. It's a 0 for 4 with Go Again, and if it hits, it draws a card. And so they're not going to want that to hit, so they're going to want to defend out of their hand, so they're going to have less firepower for their next attack. And so getting that Surging to Whelming off is really key, which is why I run 3 red Whelmings and then 5 Surging Strikes, just so I can make sure that I'm always seeing 2 or 3 Surging Strikes per game, so I can get that combo off. I run 2 yellow McGinty releases. I feel like 3 is too much. I don't want to see this card. Like the Hurricane technique, I don't want to see it unless I'm searching for it. Sometimes I'll draw it with the Surging Strike, and that's really good. But or I'll draw a Whelming and a McGinty, and I'll use my boots, my Snapdragon Scalers to give the Whelming Go Again. But I really don't want to see the McGinty until I search for it. And I haven't really had a problem running out of McGinty's in my deck. I'll probably only actually ever play one off the combo line anyway. So that's the McGinty. So those are my combo lines. I feel like they're really strong. I feel like there's the right number of them in the deck. And everything else I run, like, that's only about half of my reds, half of my attack cards. Everything else I run is just going to be strong attacks that get Go Again somehow, or that are just strong on their own. And so the first one we're going to start off with is a Lightning Strike. I mean, it's just a really good card. I find myself, the options that I do most on it, the one I do most is actually draw a card. I'll end my turn with an E-Strike for 5 and draw a card and Arsenal whatever I draw. That's really good. Sometimes I'll come in for 7 if I already have an Arsenal, or if I have a Razor that I know I'm going to give it Go Again, or if I plan on using Snapdragon Scalers to give it Go Again. And sometimes I'll go for 5 with Go Again if I really need to get it out there. But usually I play that at the end. And it's also really good coming out of the Arsenal. So I run 3 of those. The next one I run 3 of is Snatch. Now Snatch can't get Go Again, but it's really good for ending a play, ending a turn. So if I've already done like leg tap to Rising Knee Thrust, maybe with a couple Kodachis before that, like I can come in for Snatch at the end for 4, and that's the rest of the cards out of my hand. Well, now they either block it or I get an Arsenal for the next turn. And so it's really good for setting up that Arsenal for your next turn. And it comes in for 4. Also, the best thing to do is to go like Kodachi Kachi Snatch, and then they block 4, and then you Razor it. Well, then you're drawing 2 cards, and you get Go Again on Snatch, or off the Razor. It's just really good. So there's a lot that you can do with it. Then you have Scar for Scar. I run 3 of them. As Aggro Katsu, my theme of the deck is I never defend. I don't want to defend anything. I think I can race any hero any day, unless they just draw an absolutely like amazing couple hands. Like I'm going to beat them, and so I'm always going to be down on life lower on life against them. And so running the Scar for Scar, this is 0 for 4. It's going to have Go Again most of the time, so that's really good. Also, these attacks are all 0 cost, and so you can discard them for Katsu's ability as well. So that's an added bonus. Then I run 3 Soul Bead Strikes. Again, it's a 0 for 4. These ones are cool because they block for 3 in case you happen to need the block. If they hit, they get Go Again. So this is really going to make the opponent seriously consider blocking, because they're like, oh, I can stop your turn if I just block 4. Well, that's going to cost an equipment plus a card out of their hand most of the time. So you can do a lot with these. I Snapdragon Scalers them to to keep my turn up after they've defended for 2 cards out of hand. I can do like a lunging press or ancestral empowerment off of them, or I can discard them to go search a Katsu. They're just very versatile, and I like that a lot. My next 3 cards are Torrent Tempo, so just like the Soul Beads, they're 1 for 5s. If they hit, they get go again, and they're good as well. A little bit harder to block. They're gonna have to dedicate 2 cards out of their hand for it, and it's really cool to be like Kadachi, like Scar for Scar, and like Torrent Tempo. Like that's a 11 attack turn, and it's just really good. And if it hits, it gets go again. So you can like. So oftentimes, what I do with the Soul Beads and the Torrents is I'll use them as my second to last attack, and I'll have 1 card left in hand when I play them. And so if they hit, they get go again. I'll play the card in my hand as the last attack, and if they don't hit, well, they probably just defended with 2 cards out of hand, and then I get to arsenal my last card. So it's a win-win for me. The Torrents come out against control decks that like to block everything because they're 1 cost and they're not going to get go again because they're going to get blocked. My last attack, I added this just for my Road to Nationals last week after been contemplating this card for a while. It's Salt the Wound. When I remember sitting in my hotel room the morning of the Road to Nationals, and I was like, I brought this card with me to like maybe put in my deck, and I was talking to my wife about it, and I was trying to tell her all the good things about it, and the only bad thing I thought of was that it doesn't have go again, but everything else the card has going for it. It is a 0 pitch or 0 cost, so you can discard it for Katsu. It's a yellow pitch, so you can go Kadachi, or you can pay for Surgings or a lot of things. You can discard it to go search, and it's a 2 attack. And it defends for 3, which is amazing. It's a ninja, so it works with ancestral. And when you play it, it gets +1 for every attack that is hit this turn. And so it's a really good finisher on a combo line. So I wasn't sure about the card at first. So my Road to Nationals, I only played 1 copy of it, and I took out a sync below for it from my sideboard. And I moved my Art of Wars to my sideboard as well, and so I'll talk about Art of Wars later. But so I didn't actually use this card in the first 5 rounds, but in the top 8, I used this card in each matchup in a different way. So one round I pitched for it and went Kadachi, and then a bunch of 0 attacks. One round I discarded it to go search for something, and then another round I played it at the end of a long combo chain. I went like Kadachi, they let both of those hit. And then I went like Scar for 4 with go again, and that hit. I got my mass draw, I went Fluster Fist for 4. They ended up blocking that, and I razored it, so that hit, and I got go again. And I played Salt the Wind for 6. So like I went like 1, 4, 7, 6 that turn. It was just really good. So I love them. They're awesome. I wouldn't throw in a third one though, just because that's a lot of cards without go again. That's the only problem with it, is it does not go again. Then I have cards that buff my attacks, combat tricks. I run 2 red plunder runs. I don't run 3 because I don't like them to swamp my deck. I don't want to see them a lot. I want to see maybe 1 per game. The problem with them that I see is that you have to hold it in your hand to get the effect. So when you want to arsenal them, it's 1 less card in your hand that you can attack with that turn, unless you just like draw off the top after a snatch or something. That's really good. Oftentimes I find myself discarding them to go search for Katsu, which is fine. But like I said, in order to get them in the arsenal, most likely you have to hold it out of hand, and you don't get attacked for like 4 or 5 with one of these cards that turn. So that's why I only run 2. 3 razors. I mean, they're just really good. They give your stuff go again. It helps with the Soul Beads and Torrents to give them go again. There's snatches to give go again. Anything that doesn't have go again can get go again. And everyone who plays Flesh and Blood has lost a game to a razor, so you know how powerful it is. 3 Ancestral Empowerments. They're really good. They give Ninja attack card +1, you draw a card. I've won games with them. You get a draw, so like even if like you give a +1 and your attack still doesn't, you can see my dog in the background. It's fun. But even if your attack doesn't hit, you still get to draw a card. You'll have an arsenal. Sometimes it's really key to push one extra damage over to get the combo lines to hit whelming to hit, to get a mass trigger. So they're just really good, and they block for 3. So then finally, I got the blues. I run 13 blues in the main deck. I got 3 Lord of Winds. Those are the combos off of McGinty. And on the Lord of Winds, most of the time, I actually don't play them after the McGinty. So most of the time, I'll go Surging, Whelming, McGinty, search for my Lord of Winds. I probably haven't used my Kodachis yet, so I'll probably end up. I usually grab 2 of them, and then I go Kodachi, and then Lord of Winds. Since I only have like 3 or 4 turns, I don't have a lot of targets in my graveyard yet. So yeah, usually they've blocked one of the combo lines. So I'll go Kodachi, Lord of Wind for 2, and then I get a mass trigger at the end of my turn to throw in my arsenal. So that's pretty cool. And sometimes I have attacks left even. I'll go like Scar for 4, go again, and then Kodachi, Lord of Wind. So, and most of the time I actually don't use the combo on it. I don't search for all of them either, unless I have targets for it, because I don't want this card in my arsenal. This is the only card in the whole deck I don't want in my arsenal. So I think that's pretty good for me. The rest of my blues are utility blues. I don't run the standard blues that a lot of Aggro Katsus run. I don't run the Whelming blues, the Rising Knee Thrust blues, Crane Dance, Fine Sinner. I don't run any of those blues because if that's all you have in your hand and you want an arsenal, like you don't want that in your arsenal. You're just like you're losing a card to attack with the next turn. And they're just not good. And they come in for 1, they don't have go again or anything. So instead I run 3 blue head jabs, 0 cost of 1 attack with go again. Man, this card is dirty. Like you can go Kodachi, they don't block them, and you go like blue head jab for 1 if you have a handful of blues. Well, they're not going to want to block 1 if they've used all their equipment. So then you're going to get a search for your open the center off of a blue head jab. Sometimes I'll like start off the turn with a blue head jab just to try to pull a combo card that I need later on. So I'll go like blue head jab for 1, but be like, I know this is a trick, but I don't want to block with a card out of my hand. So then you can go automatically first attack, go search for a combo card that you need. So they're really good. Yeah. So then I got 3. I run the 3 lunging presses that are blue. They give your attack cards +1. This is good because it works on all attacks, so it works on like all my non-ninja attacks as well. I've won games because it's in my hand and they're not ready for it. And yeah, so most of the time I pitch it, you can discard it for Katsu, and you can throw in your arsenal even, and one of your attacks gets +1. Like it's just really good to have. And then I run 3 captain's calls that are blue. These are awesome as well. So most of the time, like the other blues, I pitch them. But you can also discard it for Katsu. You can give one of your attacks to go again, or you can give one of your attacks +2. So you can play this. I usually play at the beginning of the turn, choose a 0 or choose one of the modes, and then I can either start a combo line like at Rising Knee Thrust or at Whelming, or give those cards go again, or I can give something +2. Like I can make E-Strike +2 and come in for 9 with it if I need to. I can do a 6 attack snatch, a 6 attack soul beat strike. There's just a lot of things that you can do. You can make your Whelming come in for 6. They're really cool. Then I run 1 blue plunder run because I need another blue, and it seemed like the next best one. My theory with the blues is that I want them to be able to help me somehow in my attacking. Since I'm all out heavy aggro, I never want to defend. I always want to attack. And so to have combo cards in there that block for 3 didn't make sense to me. I want to have blues that I can use to buff attacks if I happen to draw 2 or more blues in my hand. So that's why I picked those blues, because they all help me achieve something in my aggro strategy. So that's my 60 card main deck. I run this deck when I want to race hard against heroes, so I run it against Chain. I'm probably 60-40 against Chain in my favor. If they draw really good, there's nothing you can do to stop it anyway, so I have a good matchup against Chain. I can beat Dash in a race. I can beat Rhinar in a race if he's a thing. If he becomes a thing, I can beat Levia in a race. Dory's the hardest matchup with it. Sometimes I sideboard against her, sometimes I don't. I'm still figuring that one out. But in my top 4 match at Road to Nationals, I let Dory get 3 counters on her Dawnblade and ran her out of cards in her last turn because she was going to hit lethal every turn. So in 3 turns against a hero that doesn't want to block, you can get them to lethal range because you're going to come in for 16, 17 each round, and if they're not willing to block, then it's 3 turns before you're at lethal already. So that's really good. Got my hero, got the Kodachis, obviously. My equipment, mask. You have to have mask on the third hit. The third attack, when an attack action hits, if it's the third or high in a row to hit, you draw a card. You're always going to be forcing mask. People will play around it. It's just really good, and it has 2 block if you need it late game to block with. I run the cross strap. I only use the cross strap on surging strikes, and so if I draw a hand of reds, it's really good to get a surging strike off early. Yeah, I'm just looking to play it on my surging strike turns, so it's really good for that. That's all I need it for. Breaking Scales is really good. It blocks for 1, which is really helpful in a lot of matchups. And then it gives a combo card +1. You can use it to get the hit effects on some cards. Get +1 late game is really good as well. There, instead of a whelming for 4, it becomes a whelming for 5, and they have to overblock everything. And Snapdragon Scalers to give something go again. I use this very liberally. I use all my equipment very liberally. I don't care how early or late in the game it is. These are all tools that you can use to have powerful turns, and so it doesn't matter if I'm going to use Breaking Scales on turn 2, even if I haven't defended one with it. Like, if I can use Breaking Scales to get my whelming to hit and draw a card, like, I'm going to do it every time. It doesn't matter when in the game. It doesn't matter if I'm using Hardened Cross-Strap on turn 2 or Snapdragon Scalers on turn 2. If they can help me in the moment, and if I can get an extra 5 attack with Snapdragon Scalers, that's a win. If I can get a surging strike off for free and have resources to attack with every other card in my hand, that's a win. Or if I can use Breaking Scales to get a hit effect on Whelming or on McGinty or Hurricane or anything, then that's a win. I use them when I need them, so I don't ever try to save them because you never know if you're going to need them later in the match. So that's my 60-card heavy aggro deck. There are heroes where I will sideboard for and make my deck a little slower. So I'll go over my sideboard now. I'm going to move my blues over here just to have some more room, so I don't ever take out any blues. So the equipments that I do have on my sideboards, I have a Tunic and a Time Skippers. Time Skippers is for Prism only. I'm actually thinking about taking out Time Skippers because I can just race Time Skippers, or I can race Prism. If they're going to Arclight Sentinel me, so what? They spent 2 cards out of their hand to do it. It's not going to hurt me very much. I'll just get the pace back the next turn. So I have Tunic, Unmovables, Flick Flax, Command and Conquers, 2 Artivores, and the Blue Plunder Run. So my hardest matchups are against Dorinthia, for sure. And so I think for now I'm only doing Unmovables against Dorinthia. I'm not doing Flick Flax. And the whole goal, pull in an arsenal, and if I ever need to have a turn where I just all-out block to get the counter off of her weapon, then that's when the Unmovable is really good for. I also use Unmovables and Flick Flax against the Bravo matchup, and they give things dominate. That's pretty hard. Like, nothing kills a Bravo more than to not block for a turn, and then Crippling Crush, and you Unmovable it, and they don't get their hit effect, and they just wasted a whole turn not blocking. It's just really good. And you have 3 cards left in your hand to attack with. So yeah, and then the Flick Flax are here against Bravo. I also use them against Bolton, just because their value comes off defending with attack action cards. If I can defend with the Flick Flack, well then they don't get a hit effect, and it blocks for 4 anyway. Usually they're attacking for 3 or 4, so I use them against Bolton. And then Command and Conquers I use against any control deck. I'll use them against Prism as a 6 attack, obviously, and then I use them against anyone that's running a lot of defense reactions, or any hero that likes to have an arsenal or needs to have an arsenal, like Bolton or Azalea even. So I'll throw this in for those matchups. And then the Art of Wars, most Aggro Katsus like the Art of Wars. I don't like the Art of Wars because they cost 1, they don't defend, and I only run them when I put in my Tunic. My Tunic I include against any control matches that I'm going to go against. If the match is going to go longer, and I'm going to be able to get more value out of the extra resources than, say, the Heart and Cross Strap. Because the Heart and Cross Strap, you can break it and then do a Surging Strike, and they're going to be able to block. They're going to want to block everything anyway, so it doesn't make much sense to do it. The Tunics I do for the longer matchups. You get more value off the resources. It defends for 1, and that's the only time I'll throw in my Art of Wars. Because if you have an Art of War with 3 other cards in your hand, you're pitching a card to play Art of War, and then you're banishing a card to play Art of War. Well, Art of War is the 3rd card in your hand. So then you're playing Art of War to have a 3-card hand, and maybe you have extra floating resources, which is fine, but maybe you give your attacks +1, but I'd rather have 4 attack cards in my hand than 3 attack cards in my hand with a +1 on it. That means my 4th card is essentially worth 3 attacks. So it is good for hand fixing and everything, but I just whenever I see it when I'm playing, I just would rather have a Soul Beat Strike before. I'd rather have the Salt the Wound than an Art of War in my hand. So that's what I took out the Art of Wars and put in my Salt the Wounds. That's what they replaced. So I use them in matches where I run my Tunic, because using your Tunic resource for an Art of War is really good, because you have to spend that extra card out of your hand pitching for it. And whenever I add in the Immovables or the Command and Conquers, I throw in an extra blue just to help with the resource cost fixing. Just to have another blue pitch, and the Plunder Run makes the most sense. So yeah, that's my deck. That's why I chose the cards that I did. The whole goal of the deck is to just never block. And it doesn't matter what they have, I just never block. And most of the time it works out for me, because I feel like I can do more damage to them than they can to me in 3 or 4 turns. And so most decks aren't set up to deal 16 plus damage over 4 turns. So yeah, I'm usually the first one done at my tables in tournaments. That gives me an extra 20-25 minutes to walk around, see what everyone else is playing, watch games, scout competition, see which version of decks people are on. So that's also really, really helpful in tournaments as well. In fact, my games only last 15-20 minutes. So yep, that's my tech. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. And good luck out there if you decide to use it. It can get frustrating when you draw a hand of blues or draw a hand of cards that don't work well together, or when your opponent draws really well and they're like going to hit you for like 25 in a turn. That's fine. I still take the damage. I still think I can raise them after that. So yeah.
Dude, I told you wouldn't need me. I told you I was just here. I was just here to put a face on the camera. You did good, man. That was awesome. Yeah, thanks to everybody who watched this Team Kitchen Fable video. If you haven't, like the video, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the deck in the comments. Give it a try. Give Tyler some props for winning his RTN. He's got his extended art tunic somewhere for sale. Maybe buy it from him if you really want to support him. But yeah,
I sold it actually.
Oh, you got it? You got it out? Okay, cool.
Yep, it's paying for my trip to Vegas and Orlando. So
nice. Well, once again, congrats on the win. Congrats on the deck. There's definitely some spice here. I really like that you chose to say, you know what, I'm gonna take the blues as an opportunity to go utility. Good luck, and looking forward to your continued success.
All right, appreciate it.